Uh, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Volume control? Okay. Following Shirdi Baba is what you've been listening to all the time. We are late by about 30 minutes. I'm extremely sorry. I'm apologetic for the East Coast. For the West Coast people, they are very fortunate because Mama has favored us. It's all done due to Srimati Santoshi Ma, I call her, and Sri Ramanujam. They timed it today, so I had to come with them. And what happens when you follow Shirdi Baba? That's a little tough. So, hello, come on in. Let's follow the footprints of Shirdi Baba. Following the footprints, I quoted some of you would have seen my quote in that little email. An ant doesn't leave the piece of jaggery, due to its addiction to sweetness. This addiction to sweetness doesn't leave the piece of jaggery. Even if the head is cut off from the body, it'll hold on to the jaggery. Some people have read the quote and they are just nodding their head. But that's only one or two heads. Third head, she saw that. Fourth head who created my passage. You didn't even say this. Okay, all right. I have forgotten the quote, Mama. It's all right. So, similarly, I am asking you, one should stick to the feet of a Sadguru, Shirdi Baba's feet firmly. It could be any Sadguru. It could be Narasimha Saraswati, it could be Sri Charana, it could be, anybody else like Shegaon's Gajanan Maharaj. Am I right? Shegaon's Gajanan Maharaj or Akkalkot Maharaj, or even in Tamil there is a very great person who did miracles. He's called Appa, meaning dad. Appas, there's a big book in Tamil and English. It could be Appa. Those who do lots of miracles in people's lives, they are called Sadgurus. They are actually not Sadgurus. They are following the footprints of Sadguru. That's what I am insisting. And therefore, like the ant, even if the head is cut off, you should be able to follow. In medical science says it's not possible because there are doctors sitting here, there are future doctors sitting here, they'll all violently oppose me. One from Florida, one from UTD, these are all future current doctors. That is not possible, but then in the intellectual facet of human personality, these things are possible. You can follow the footprints, whatever happens in your life. That's why I said, I'll deal with the three cases who ignored his footprints. Who ignored his footprints, right? Why do you ignore footprints? A lot of people say, Mama, we have got to go to Yellowstone National Park. Footprints forgotten. Yellowstone, you'll have the footprints of bear, big bear you'll see. They're very happy looking for the bear. When the bear comes and attacks it, Shirdi Baba will save them, right? Actually, one lady was saved from the Tahoe Lake the other day. And these three persons, they were following the footprints for some time. Nothing seemed to happen in their lives, and therefore they conveniently said, Mama, we will not do the Dwarakamayi Puja, we will not follow the footprints. बहुत गलती कर दिया. They did a blunder, Himalayan blunder, right? Behemoth of a blunder. You know why did I say behemoth of a blunder? This is the blunderest of blunders, mother of all blunders. And these three people realized in time and therefore started coming back. When they started coming back, what did not happen when they ignored the footprints began to happen. If they didn't happen, they would once again leave because his uncle is blah-blahing something. And when they came back, they started succeeding. For instance, one person didn't want to marry. He's already 40, 46, looking like 36. He looked 36 because he came into the mission. So 10 years younger, I met with him in India now, in the southern parts of that great country. And then he said, Uncle, for 3 years he never contacted me. And then he said, Uncle, when you see Uncle, they think, oh, Uncle, we have to lie to the Uncle. I'll do all the email. I'll welcome you into my home. When I went to the home, he went to Shankar Math. in Chennai. So when he goes to Shankar Mutt, you think he went there to find the footprints of Shirdi Baba or Narasimha Saraswati? No, he went there to do bhajan. Bhajan is good. Bhajan is a good sadhana, but that sadhana is not equal to following the footsteps of a Sadguru. Here it is Shirdi Baba, our uncle, live uncle, sitting there. He came back and then he said, you are not in touch with me. After I left India and I came back after about 3 months, he started 3 months, nothing happened. You follow the footsteps, I had told him, and nothing happened. He suddenly realized, I'm not able to see one girl. There are so many girls on the streets, so many girls in the university, right? Matching his age, there are so many. Fortunate circumstance, unfortunate circumstance. One of the bright reasons is girls wait till they become director, and that means they will be 42, 40. They want to become director and buy the 2 crore bungalow in near the airport in Bengaluru city. And by the time suddenly they have everything and turn around, something is missing in my life. Uh-oh. The mother comes and says, you never got married. बहुत गलती कर दिया. Suddenly they think, who should I contact? तो uncle ji तो है. Yeah, I should convert myself into female form and go and male form and marry. Yeah. So, this person, why I'm saying is started following the footprints. When his sister from Washington DC said he will send you email, the email came, and the very next day he had 2 references of 2 fine women, one from Chennai, one from Bengaluru. I'm about to recommend the one from Bengaluru. I showed the pictures to my dear wife, and she said, Bengaluru woman looks very good. From the face I saw consciousness. Very good consciousness, very lovely. And she's somebody who will take care of her husband, even though she's on the wrong side of 40. She's just 40.5, 41 years old. And he looks like 36. That is not one of the objections. Because he is going to tell me, Uncle Ji, you make her look like 32. Yeah. How about 26? Yeah. Shouldn't be very egregious. That's what happens if you start following the footsteps of a Sadguru. This is a very striking example that happened just 1 week ago. Several events have overtaken in the lives in the last 1 week. Several things have happened in several lives. But I am not here to tell so many current devotees. But the ant example is very, very nice, right? The 3 examples we will come a little bit later. While following the footprints of Shirdi Baba, a very beautiful example is the contemporary devotee of Shirdi Baba. He is M.B. Reggae. M.B. Reggae, I want to tell you something. He is one of the, long ago in Chicago, I did a lecture on Ankita children in Aurora Mandir. He was the top star. He was one of the several Ankita children. Ankita children means a very dear, favorite child of Shirdi Baba, who deserves for several janmas they are with Shirdi Baba. And one of them is M.B. Reggae. He is a retired judge of Indore High Court. Indore is in India. For those who are born here, for those who left India mentally, it's in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, central India. His experiences were spoken to B.V. Narasimha Swamiji in 1936. We are talking about M.B. Reggae because he was a very highly qualified person. He was a judge, ruling judge. And when Narasimha Swamiji met, he was in the height of power, and then he was a very nice person, full of consciousness. That's because right from Durga Ji, from the age of 4 or 5, his parents used to follow Durga Ji, Durgama. From that age onwards, he graduated into several years, and he graduated into several other gods, and then Vishnu and other places. And then finally, how he comes to Shirdi Baba is the story. What happens is, he is a very highly placed person. The mental and spiritual image in which the finite and the infinite blended very perfectly was something known to Reggae. Because he told Sri Narasimha Swamiji, I treat Shirdi Baba as eternally living. He is not gone. His physical presence is gone, but then he's mentally present. The finite form is gone, but then he is infinitely present in every mind, and therefore the finite and the infinite forms merge for Ankita children like Reggae. There are so many Ankita children. And therefore, he was very, very happy. In the 8th year, he had Upanayanam. So Gayatri and Sandhya in the 8-year-old Reggae, as a boy, he observed very strictly. And then, he then followed Durgaji and Narayana and Vishnu. How this happened is, he was having a Ravi Verma picture of Vishnu, which Dhruva, the star Dhruva, that itself is a huge story, how Dhruva got into the status. It is explained in Guru Charitra, I think. So, or Charitamritam. He started praying to Dhruva Narayana, and then he found Dhruva was an obstruction to him because he couldn't concentrate when he was 10 years, 12 years old. So he cut out the Dhruva picture and put a nice picture of him in that place. Narayana and Dhruva, Narayana and M.B. Reggae, as a boy, he was there. Like one of the devotees, you like pretty much Varahi Amman. In the Varahi Amman, you just put your picture above. Varahi Amman is in your mind. You can also put your picture if you love Varahi Amman very much. Rajaraja Cholan loved Varahi Amman. That's why he became the greatest emperor in the history of India or in the world. And here, Dhruva Nakshatram is gone. And then when he was, every day he was doing it, for an hour he can go into Padmasana. For 1 or 2 hours he could go. And then for 15 minutes, M.B. Reggae, even at the age of 18, 20 or 15, high school student, he could concentrate for 15 minutes on anything you want, on a particular point. That's very difficult for the modern woman or a modern man, right? 15 minutes you think, of course you will think, you will give Gali to your boss who is not promoting you for 15 hours, for 15 days. That is possible. Even that is not possible, Reggae says. So, Siddhasana or Padmasana you could do for 15 minutes, I told you could concentrate on one point. All this he was doing without Guru's help. Remember, he never had a Guru. Gods and goddesses are there in pictures. How many people have realized God? How many people can talk with Durgama, right? How many people can talk with Santoshima? I remember the Uttar Pradesh goddess. Of course, our dear husband, her dear husband will talk to her anytime he wants to. Santoshima can choose to keep quiet. That is goddess's prerequisite or priority. I know them very well, and therefore, this M.B. Reggae, at the age of about 20, 21 in 1910, he had 3 successive visions or dreams. In the first one, 3 visions he had. Look at that. When you are about to follow in future, the footprints of Shirdi Sai, he prepares you. This is a prelude. Take it as a prelude. In the first vision, he was lying in the bed and he was standing outside of the body. He was standing there, and next to him was Santoshima or Shikant. No. Next to him was Lord Vishnu. Because in the picture I told you, right? Above Narayana. And he cut out and then kept. So he was always concentrating for more than 1 or 2 hours in Padmasana. Vishnu was standing there. Remember, it's a vision and a dream. It's a combination of vision and dream. It's very difficult to understand. Starts as a vision and then it goes into a dream state. In the dream state, everything is so real, right? If something is Vishnu is standing there and he is standing there, he is looking at the body. And then Narayana's figure is there. And then that suggested, okay, I am praying to Narayana. I am able to achieve this. The young boy of 15 high school says, I am able to go outside my body, and this itself is a great, reward for going to gods. Some of you would have seen the same thing. Some of you go to Sadgurus and he comes and helps you in so many ways, right? So many ways he will help you. My own life is it's a sitting example. My own life. 1 month ago, what happened? I am not going to tell you. Something else happened here. Naveen Garu would be doing the satsang, or our cinematographer will be doing the satsang, or Santoshima will be doing the satsang, or my wife. I'm still here. Because you follow the footsteps very meticulously. You remember the footsteps 1,000,000 times, not in 1,000,000 years, 1,000,000 times in 1 second, 1 day. When you eat food, you remember his foods, you remember his face, you give food to him. When you live in your Antaratma, when the Antaryami becomes Durgaji, which MB's case was, MB Reggae's case was, you got to live like that. You cannot live for anything else. Those who are working, you go to office thinking about Durgaji and your boss will come and meow meow in front of you. This has happened. So several directors and GMs, your boss will give you Dallas from all the way from Chicago, East Moline, so you can work from there. And then when the project is ending, the Sadguru is saying, this Mama is saying, 2 weeks you just see movies, everything will be all right. In 2 weeks she gets a job. I'm talking about the famous sisters who attend every Dwarakamayi Puja, right? They came here. And physically they have been coming here, you know them. Physically they are here and therefore whatever they are thinking is happening. She gets a job. The next step, I know, I'm not publicly announcing. Whatever she is thinking, think of the footsteps. It's going to happen in their lives. And they will become an example again. There are thousands of examples. Now let us exclusively look at the second image. The next experience was the body lay on the bed. Can anybody guess? Again, he is standing outside Narayana or what's the other name? I told you. Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is standing next to him. Next to him, MB Rege. He is still about 18, 19. So standing there, but this time there is a difference. Vishnu is showing another person who is standing on the left side of Vishnu. And then he directly says, what does he say? This is Shirdi Baba. Sai Baba of Shirdi is your man. Go and get prostrate before him and go and get his guidance. This is Sai Baba of Shirdi. That's the exact word used in the books literature. And he said that, Rege Saab said that as High Court Judge of Indore. And when he said that, it's a vision ending as a dream and suddenly everything is gone. The dream ends so after about a few seconds. And therefore, this dream is getting over. He was very happy that he was getting the Dehatma Buddhi. This Dehatma Buddhi is nothing but your body. You travel outside of your body and see your wife, your children, your colleagues, your God, Vishnu or Varahi Amman or anybody. You can even see Rajaraja Choran if you love him, if you worked with him. Right? You can see your previous manager, previous job and tell him also, hey, can you give me a second job? In the vision you can say, third job. I got 3 computers at home. Anyway, you can do all these things if you have Dehatma Buddhi. Some people are doing it. Do they have Dehatma Buddhi? They could be having, and they are not telling uncle. It's all right, I'll find out. The third experience, a brilliant experience. This is the second one. Third experience, like sometimes our Nandakishore's wife Sapna used to have about 15 years ago. He started up in the air, he started flying. Remember your dreams? That is a fantastic dream. Anybody who gets, MB Rege was flying in the air, and then in the air suddenly he drops carefully, the God Vishnu drops him in a place, and then he talks to people there. Dehati log, village. He says, what is this place called? They all say, you all guessed it, right? This is Shirdi. Immediately he tells, asks the Dehati people, if this is Shirdi, it must be Tuesday? No, that is Belgium, Hollywood movie. If it is Belgium, it must be Tuesday. Am I right? Before I was born, the movie was released in Hollywood. Anyway, if this is Shirdi, then where is Sai Baba or Shirdi? They say you just go east and make a left and then make a right, come around and came to the same spot, there will be the masjid. He was guided brilliantly and then he went there straight to the masjid. And then when he went there, Baba was sitting there with his legs outstretched. He went straight. He was so happy to see Shirdi Baba, right? He has been dying to see Shirdi Baba and therefore he went and touched Baba's feet, outstretched feet. Baba instantly got up and said, I'll tell you from the book, do you take my darshan? I am your debtor. I must take your darshan. You don't take my darshan. I must take your darshan. And Baba placed his head on Rege's feet. This is the third vision, dream, right? It doesn't happen in this thing. But then Baba is happening, Baba doing something in your dream is exactly what is happening in your life. So Rege was shocked and Baba is touching my feet. This happened in reggae's life, MB Reggae. That's why he became, this just a bare beginning, is 1820. And if reggae became an Ankita child and received Baba's complete, what? Complete blessing or complete reward all his lifetime, whenever he thought in later on life in 1936, the interview, he could think and Baba would give. Right? These days, such fortunate beings, if you are, you can think anything, right? Shilpa will think, I want to become director, and invitation letter will be there in the email. You've been appointed director, you can work from home. You can attend all lectures of Mama. What else she wants, right? You can bring your mom also from Hyderabad. What else you want, right? You can do Dwarakamayi Puja in your home. Uncle will come and talk every week. What else you want? Such things are possible, I am saying, if you also become an Ankita child. Coming to reggae, visions ended. Okay, Baba is touching his feet. So this produces a very powerful impression. And reggae, MB reggae, is suddenly a very different personality. Lord Vishnu has come, he has been flying, and Baba says, I am your debtor. All these things are visions. So next day he goes to actual Dwarakamayi. And he finds Dwarakamayi Baba is sitting there surrounded by so many devotees. And then he goes there, influenced by the vision, he goes there and touches his feet. Baba says, what? Do you worship a man? What? You worship a man? He said that just like he told Shama, go, get down, get away. Same style. Baba's words are very mysterious. My words are mysterious, and then something like that I used to say, right? So he is this thing, what? You are praying, what? Do you worship a man? At once the rebuff struck reggae. Reggae didn't know what to do. He was confused. He was nonplussed. He was completely said, what? In the this thing, Vishnu directed me to this. He's talking to Vishnu. You directed me, you flew me to Shirdi, and now this Sadguru is crazy. He's saying, what? You are praying before a man? Worship a man? And then he went to a corner of Sabha Mandap in those days and then sat down calmly, and all those people, he closed his eyes. He didn't know what to do, right? He was supposed to become a judge. At that time, he was just a college student and he didn't know what to do. He said, but he was determined to get his blessings, Baba's blessings, and become a staunch devotee and then go. Before that, he is not to leave the place, because that's the determination with which he came to Shirdi. So, next visit, this is happening next day. And he opens his eyes, almost everybody is gone, and Baba finds himself alone. At that time, with great trepidation, he is approaching Shirdi Baba slowly but surely. He is going nearby. He didn't know. Baba takes a look at him. This fellow, young man, doesn't even know what the next reaction will be. Baba smiles and says, beckons him, come close, sit next to me. On the right side, he is seated, and then Baba embraces him. Baba embraced him at once, made him sit close on the right side, and then said, you are my child. When strangers are here in my company in the Dwarakamayi, we keep the children off. How nicely he said, you are my child. Strangers were here, strangers to you, not to me, right? Strangers to him, MB Reggae, and therefore I keep the children off. And understood why he had been not accepted till then. The words, you are my child, showed that he was really this God's child. He said, you are my child. So that was a very great affirmation of what Lord Vishnu said in the vision number 1, vision number 2, vision number 3. So Baba said immediately, go to Ramakrishna. You know Ramakrishna, right? Dwarakamayi. He used to call Ramakrishna sometimes, Ai sometimes, mother. And then we call it, as the scriptures say, Dwarakamayi. Went there, and then from that day until Dwarakamayi's, passing away in 1916, 1916, she passed away. I have described in satsang how she passed away and all. That's not necessary now. Until her passing away, they became very close. Thanks to Shirdi Baba's guidance, they became very close. Ai was really a mother to MB reggae. Whatever may be the onlookers think, to the onlookers it looks very strange because remember, I can tell you this, Radha Krishnamai was a beautiful Brahmin girl. She came there when I was 14 years old with holding a Krishna statue. Now she's about in her early 30s, okay, late 20s, early 30s. And then Baba used to send everybody, R.B. Purandare, YG, Karnik, and then so many people like Deputy Collector, and I can keep on telling names. Everybody used to go there. Baba used to say, go and stay with her and then improve. Ramakrishna used to improve everybody. She used to follow. She had a very sweet nightingale-ish voice. Her voice cannot be compared even to Asha Bhonsle or my favorite, Lata Mangeshkar, or P. Sushila, your South Indian, right? You cannot compare. Radha Krishnamai used to sing in such beautiful voice. There are some music teachers here. Maybe they are better than Radha Krishnamai because they also sing very well. I heard them. I never heard Radha Krishnamai, but then such a beautiful voice. And therefore, MB Reggae said that and then started discussing various methods of worshipping Shirdi Baba. What are the various methods? As sadhana, they decided, they exchanged notes and said, we will do a sadhana of japa. To the outside world, they were very envious of this young man, MB Reggae, very promising law student, and then this Baba's greatest devotee, who? Radha Krishnamai. They are walking together, they are living in the same place. For months together, the student used to live there, and she treated him really like a son, the mother. But then the outside world started, the tongues started wagging, and they said so many things. It's all there explained by other contemporary devotees. I am not getting into that. So many people had come there. Baba used to send one roti whenever Radha Krishnamai was alone, and then 2 rotis whenever MB Reggae was there. 2 rotis, he will know that Reggae has come, he's staying there, because that was the order given to him. Therefore, 2 rotis he got, and therefore, this kind of a dasya seva for Baba, she liked very much. And then they started singing and the Nama Japa, and then next day he goes to Dwarakamayi. When you follow the footprints of Shirdi Baba, Baba will develop you. He will bring you closer and closer to his own feet. Next day Baba asks, what are you doing? What were you doing in the morning? Japa is the answer. What kind of a japa? He says, japa of my God. Who is your God? MB Reggae is asked by Shirdi Baba, who is your God? The straight answer is, without any, very boldly he says, Aap to jante hain. You know it very well, Baba. Why are you asking? He didn't say, why are you asking? Baba says, that's all right. I know, that's all right. Is the exact one in Marathi, is Hindi. So, hum jante hain, theek hai. So, Sah Japa was approved from the very beginning by Shirdi Baba. And this Japa is the sadhana. Okay? For Sri Ram, it could be different. For Sri Ram, sadhana is not Japa. Sadhana is sadhana. Because that happens to be his wife's name. Alright? So, if he will go to Japa, for that Radha Krishnamai has to come back and then try to wean him away from sadhana. But Radha Krishnamai will not wean him away from sadhana. You keep yourself up with sadhana. Because there are lots of meaning, okay? This is a great sadhana it developed. Therefore, their goal became Shirdi Baba, and then their sadhana became Japa. He was doing that, and then Ramakrishna, was very anxious. He told, when he was following the footsteps, he said several weeks passed away, and then Radha Krishnamai started, evil command. She had a very harsh tongue, sweet throat, but harsh tongue. Radha Krishnamai, you cannot argue. She will just show the door. Of course, it will be the door of Dwarakamayi, right? You can get in or get out. It depends on Shirdi Baba. And therefore, time was going away at a very fast pace. And then, sometime after that, on the Guru Purnima day, this was 1912. 1912 Guru Purnima day, when Reggae went all the way to Shirdi, and he forgot to buy garlands. When you don't carry garlands, when you meet a Sadguru, they will be feeling. When you go to a Shiva temple, you don't have materials to do the puja, right? Chandan, kumkum and all these things, fruits, flowers. If you don't have, you will become self-conscious. Everybody is carrying. So on that day, Guru Purnima, everybody is carrying a garland, and our man did not carry any garland. When he is not carrying any garland, he became very self-conscious. And he was standing next to Baba. Everybody is offering. He is just looking at Baba, feeling very guilty. At that time, Baba takes away all the garlands. Look, the Ankita children are developed. He takes away all the garlands and then gives it to Reggae, saying that, now, all these garlands are yours. Baba is an expert reading your mind, right? Sometimes when uncle reads your mind, you become very uncomfortable, right? I read all your thoughts. Sometimes. When Baba gave me the Siddhi, I read only good thoughts. When you are thinking, what is this uncle talking for 45 minutes? I don't understand anything. I don't want to read that thought. If I read it, I'll just chup. I don't tell you. When Peruganna is very nice, when that kheer, Parupu kheer, payasam is very nice, when you are thinking it's very nice, sweeter than uncle's lecture. Oh, you are thinking, okay, next time when I'm sitting here, I'll keep on feeding Parupu payasam. No lectures. There is a meaning. He gave all the garlands. And then this is 1912, Guru Purnima. In the 1916 Ramnami day, he said, this is our Sadguru. We got to give him something very expensive. Right? He didn't go and ask. Some people asked me in Boston, Mama, what's your size? I said, please do not ask. What's your shirt size? Let me not explain. This is America, and these things have to carry different, anachronistic meaning. So I said, after that I put my size on this thing, collar. Then when they say, Mama, what's your shirt size? I'll turn around and say, read. Expensive shirt, I don't want. Because you give me an expensive shirt, it will go to somebody in Austin, or it will go to Shankar, or it will go to Srikant. Right? Because I had lots of shirts. Recently I got rid of all the shirts, among them devotees in India, devotees in the United States. True? Yeah. All my shirts are over, but the other day I found 4 more shirts. I think they will suit Lord Shiva, or even Sri Ramanujam. You have a huge temple in Hyderabad. The other day we went there, behemoth of a statue. Ramanujam, right? We went there. That was another big story. I don't want to tell the story here. On the Ramanavami's day, he spent 85 rupees and bought some muslin from Dhaka. It's a beautiful muslin. He made it into a packet, so that now we will give it a small packet of 6 inches by 6 inches by 2 inches, and then he put it inside his shirt. Baba should not see. He goes to the Dwarakamayi on that day, and then when everybody on Ramanavami day, everybody will give a piece of cloth. That was a tradition in Shirdi and everywhere, also in probably India. So they give, everybody is giving, Baba is returning the cloth to them, blessing, giving, instantly giving. When he goes there, he just takes a shirt away. On the side, he pushes into down the gaddi on which Shirdi Baba is sitting there. Baba didn't see, that's what he's thinking. He just pushes and then he does a namaskar and all that. And then after everybody is gone, he is just watching, will Baba. He is thinking, he is praying that Baba should not, if Baba really likes me, he should not return this muslin to me. That is his thought. And at the end of the last one exiting, he is still hiding. Baba knows he is hiding. And then Baba says to one of his devotees, Shama perhaps, he said, take the gaddi, we got to clean the gaddi. Take the gaddi off the place. They take the gaddi, and then Baba suddenly takes that muslin, and then he opens it up. He is looking at MB Reggae, and then stealthily he is looking and opens it up, and then puts it on his shoulders, and then he calls Reggae, come. Am I looking very beautiful in that? Before that he says, that doesn't belong to the presenter. That is mine. Like, our little girls in this country say, that is mine. Baba says very much similar. This muslin is mine, and then there is the direct proof of not only reading his wishes, he fulfills the wishes. Sometimes he reads your wishes, he may not fulfill because your karma for some more time. Pillai's case, Dr. Pillai's case. For some more time you have got to suffer. Some more time means what? One night. He suffered for one night and he was okay. Dr. Pillai. Remember the ringworm case? A crow will come and that was a few minutes. The crow will come. The Abdul came and stamped on his feet and then he was still, Dr. Pillai was still saying, come on in please. He was still saying, give them some chair please. Still saying, where is the crow? He was writhing in pain because the ringworms had come from his foot. Where is the crow? Oh, you don't even know this, Baba says. The crow was Abdul and he will be all right in an hour. 30 minutes he will be all right, and Dr. Pillai became all right instantly. It is Baba's word. And therefore, Ramanami Day, Guru Purnima Day, they came as assurances to an Ankita child just because he was very intensely following Baba's footsteps. Baba was living. 1912, 1916. He's still living 2 more years for the Samadhi, right? And Baba also grants of what he wishes. Next day, or probably next week, he goes to Dwarakamayi. At that time, Baba says, ask anything you want, my dear child. Ask anything you want. Rupees 5, rupees 100, or rupees 1000. In those days, 100 rupees is like you are winning $100 million in Mega Million. Oh my God, $100 million, what shall I do? We will buy 10 homes like this. Shiva will buy a home for his brother-in-law. One home, he will come and say, two homes you buy, you got $100 million. Money is a prime mover today. Fort Worth prices are coming down, home prices, this morning's news. My wife even knows the price of a home, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. I was surprised. Are you doing some real estate course? Nope. Because she goes, car, wherever she goes, I know, exercise and coming back. Previous apartment friends, coming back. Right? Meeting Rani Garu and coming back. That's only neighbor. So, she is doing real estate. She said the exact price because it was on the TV today. She told 1 week ago. My God, I didn't know the prices. Shame on me. I'm an MBA finance. So, she didn't go to business school. She is doing all these things. So that is, if you become an Ankita child, knowledge dawns on you. Remember, that is the point I am trying to say. If you say something, a dentist is talking about brain, she knows in the college she has studied, but then she names all the enzymes. She shows the way to remove all your Alzheimer's disease. She finds a way to cure Alzheimer's disease. She's a dentist. That means Shirdi Baba or your Sadguru is giving the knowledge. And this is happening today. And this is possible in each and every one of you. Each and every one of you can do that. You follow Sadguru, anybody, Sri Charana's footprints, and think we should solve this hackers. A fine software you have to find. I am pretty sure next week you will find Baba will give you the technology and you will find the hacker software. And arrest all the hackers in Manila, Mumbai and Moscow and Dallas. There are some hackers in Dallas also, I am told. Moscow, plenty of hackers. Led by, I can't tell the name. Following the footprints has got several millions of advantages. Reggae says, Baba, I know, I am not going to ask you all these things. This is just a temptation. Baba also wants to give only what is necessary for a person at a particular stage in your life. He won't give you that kind of a city where you will be going outside of your body, right? In the bedroom you go outside of your body, your wife, and then your husband will be looking at 2 wives. One is body, one is this thing. He'll be scary. He'll take the phone and call uncle. Uncle, what's going on here? So, I don't want to answer those things. I said, look next to your wife's, where she's standing, Lord Vishnu will be standing there. No, Mama, you are standing there, I can see. It's all right. Baba sent me, I am standing. Therefore, Reggae says, what is this? I don't want 100 rupees or 1000 rupees. And then Baba told him, he put his chin, he said, I don't want anything. Baba actually put his hands on the chin and turned him, fixated him on him and said, you have to ask me something, I'll give you whatever you want. He has said that to 4 or 5 persons before 1918. I know all the 4 persons. If in your dream he comes and says something, he told Jyotindra, take all the gold in the Godavari sands, right? He didn't take. Baba even said, down the road your generation people will have credit cards, credit debt. He even said the credit score will be less than 700. It's not 827. Where Chase Bank will give you double mortgage. No. Baba said that also, take the gold. So Baba does this to some people. He said, my dear child, you ask anything you want. He goes saying, Baba, then if you are insisting, I want this. What do you think he asked? In this Janma and in all the previous Janma, give me the tendency that I should never part with you, that you will never part with me. You should always be with me. In this Janma and several other Janmas. Because Reggae, mind you, he was a legal student. Becoming a lawyer, following the footsteps of lawyers are all very intelligent people, right? Look at, it is not diplomacy. He is really saying, because he is touched by Baba several times. And he said that, you should be always with me. Baba was full of joy. He says to Reggae, yes, I shall be with you, inside you and outside you, whatever you may be doing, wherever you are there. Some of you are enjoying that state today. In this congregation, some 3 persons are enjoying that state today. Those 2 or 3 persons are very lucky. Whatever they want happens. It is no longer a happenstance. It happens. And that is directly flowing from Shirdi Baba or Sri Charana or Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Those things are happening. My dear devotees, I was about to say my dear children. Thanks, my dear devotees. When this is happening, Reggae felt, he feels even now in 1936, Baba is always with him. That is how in 1936 he became an Ankita child. And then after that, whatever he thinks is happening. What a tremendous personality. When you go to a Shirdi Baba temple, in the pictures you see, you look for M.B. Reggae. He looks so ordinary, right? With puffed out face. He looks like a naive personality from a village, somewhere near, Indore, a village, or Ramnagar in Uttar Pradesh, in Etawah district. No, he's such a deep person, and you think the philosophy of Dharma is difficult to understand, the karmic principle is difficult to perceive. If that is difficult to understand and perceive, this kind of following the footsteps and the rewards is very, very difficult to comprehend. Difficult to understand, difficult to perceive, very difficult to comprehend. Unless you do it, unless you get the rewards, you cannot understand this. Sometimes Sri Charana says, Sri Vallabha says, this takes 10 lakhs of births. Don't be discouraged. They can compress 10 lakhs of births into 10 seconds. Sahi ki nahi? He says that in the book. I can compress 10 million births into, right? The distance between 2 universes, several thousands of light years. But he will make you cross it in 2 nanoseconds. This is the nature of Sadguru. When you leave my satsang, when you take that prasad and go while driving, think about it. Your 35 minutes drive, I dare say, your 35 minutes drive will become 35 seconds. In Mumbai, in 1996, Shirdi Baba was driving my car. I was going to a host's home, a friend's home near Mahalakshmi Mandir. The distance is usually, my host told me later, 1 hour and 10 minutes. If there is no traffic. The crazy traffic is only these years. 1996, there was not much traffic in Mumbai or Hyderabad, meaning India. I call India Hyderabad and vice versa. If somebody is going to India, I say, going to Hyderabad tomorrow? They may be going to Delhi. I would still say, you're going to Hyderabad tomorrow. I said, Mama is saying Hyderabad. To me, Hyderabad is India. Because 99.5% of the human beings go to Hyderabad. Naveen Garu found out that is the truth, Mama. Everybody in South Heaven is going to Hyderabad. Therefore, when I went to India, I went to Hyderabad. Hey, you are going to India, right? My devotees will say, Mama, did you go to Hyderabad? Of course, we went to Hyderabad. We went to Sri Ramanujam's behemoth of a statue. We were standing there. The arati was coming from heavens. It was so loud. All heavens burst. And people inside the temple never heard anything. I was outside the temple because I couldn't walk. There, when you start walking the 108 temples, you cannot come back. Sounds like Bulbulaya of Lucknow. You are not allowed to come back. Bulbulaya, even if you come back, you cannot find the entry point. This is in Lucknow, India, in Uttar Pradesh, capital. I gone there, I found the exit. My friend said, how did you find the exit? I just walked. God, you take me to the end. Strangely enough, I got to the exit. They said, you are the first one. I said, I probably will be the last one to get out of Bulbulaya. This is like Arjuna's son, Abhimanyu, fighting. The formation was told how to get in. He was not told how to get out, therefore he was killed while fighting inside the formation. Mahabharata. If I am wrong, tell me I am wrong. Mahabharata says this. Krishna never taught him how to get out because he was to die in that formation. Bulbulaya, Abhimanyu, right? Abhimanyu, right? Yeah. Therefore, these philosophies are very difficult to comprehend. But then, not for these people. Am I? Oh, I still have time 78. I'll come to the story of, wonderful story of an author of the Sankita children who followed the footsteps. This is Ashgaonkar. Am I right? Ashgaonkar. He wrote a book called I Follow the Footprints of Shirdi Baba. A simple book, but a very difficult book to understand and assimilate and comprehend and then assimilate. He says he is from the Konkan region. He's very intelligent because in Konkan region people eat fish, right? Fish makes you very intelligent. If I'm wrong, like the Indian professors say, you ask something, he said, after the class, come and see me in my room. Because they don't know the reply. I'm sorry, professors, I'm not. It happened to me also. So, Konkan and Ashgaonkar. He went to Shirdi in 1955. He was saying the pristine beauty of Shirdi. He is looking later on for the footprints of Shirdi Baba. I'm following the footprints in this lecture, right? Give me about 15 minutes later, okay, after 8. Because old Shirdi is unhampered. The atmosphere is very serene, free from all the crowds of Mumbai. He started working in Mumbai. He was a government servant later on. In the old Shirdi, he liked it so very much. His Atma was very, very good. He had built in the Konkan, Goa, in his college days. He had the sylvan surroundings. He is from the Ruya College in Konkan. And therefore, he liked all the old, big, spacious mantaps of temples built by the side of rivers in those days. He used to go into this ambience very often. And suddenly, when he got a government service, he went to Sachivalaya, that is the government buildings in Mumbai, Bombay, in those days. So when he went there, the corrupt atmosphere of a government and the very different way of thinking, the style and the people, the bosses and all the tantrums thrown by bosses, very often IT people, I've seen that every day. The bosses will throw tantrums. But then nevertheless, you can befriend those bosses and then not throwing tantrums, you can get your promotion. This is what Baba teaches. And then the devotee's mind would thrill, looking at all the Konkan and Goa regions. So Ashgaonkar was also like that. He had the inner feeling, I'm a very scintillating man, I'm known for my sublimation, and therefore he was a Shirdi Baba devotee. Before that, he was an Anjaneya devotee, Hanuman devotee. And then the Hanuman devotee also he became, because in Pune, one Swamiji introduced him to Hanuman. Therefore, he was doing that. When you follow the footprints of Shirdi Baba, particularly, Baba will take you to Anjaneya, he will take you to Durga in the previous case. So, all Anjaneya devotees can hope to see Shirdi Baba someday. So, the inner feelings of this Ashgaonkar was, I am really, my mind is filled with all these things. And therefore, the saint I saw, he went and saw some of the saints, I'll tell you the names. He went and saw Shevgaon. Who is Shevgaon? No. Shevgaon is Gajanan Maharaj. Gajanan Maharaj he saw. And then he went and saw darshan of Kundalini Yogi. There was a Kundalini Yogi in those days in 1955 called Gulavani Maharaj. He was living in Pune. And then he also happened to see Swami Swarupananda. He was in Ratnagiri. Three great people of 1955. You know probably Gajanan Maharaj, the others are not known to you, okay? Unless you read all the books written about Shirdi Baba, you will find these people. These are all very powerful people, particularly our great Gajanan Maharaj. So he had done lots of miracles in people's lives, and therefore he was a well-known Sadguru. In this saga of meetings of contemporary saints and a galaxy of all the people with lots of, the siddhis, including Kundalini power, raising the serpent inside you, our Ashgaonkar was very, very happy. The only thing that came in his way was the government job. Because every day he also got married. So he is writing in his book, every day I had to go through all these things. I had to go to early morning, I used to take a walk, I'll dream of Konkan region, and then and suddenly when I come home, I am reminded of my conjugal life, my wife is there, I got to, take care of my wife, and then he didn't have children at that time. And then come to office in Sachivalaya, there's a corrupt atmosphere of government bosses and others, of the files, there was no computer in those days, thankfully, and therefore he didn't have to know the software or hardware. He had to deal with the hard-headed bosses, that's all. And there was no software to deal with hard-headed bosses. These days probably, I'm not sure. He was very happy, and when he was going through all these things, he found out more and more about Shirdi Baba, because he was going to all the temples. When he was doing a government job, he was to visit. He got a promotion, he got a departmental promotion, he came into pay fixation unit. When he came to pay fixation unit, he was traveling inside the district. When he was traveling inside the district, he went through Maharashtra. Remember, Maharashtra has the bhakti flowing like Chandrabhaga river. Remember the Arati? Shirdi. Like Chandrabhaga river, the winds blow past Pandarpur. It's just opposite Chandrabhaga river. And therefore, Maharashtra land has got several geniuses, and all those people, like very religious people, all of them became very big. They entered into the scriptures of India. Next to Maharashtra, close to Maharashtra, happens to be the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu, where Lord Shiva's devotees, innumerable Nayanars were there, 63 or 64 Nayanars, and then Alvars, Vishnu's devotees, outstanding devotees. Some of them had seen Lord Shiva, like Goddess Meenakshi used to hobnob with Lord Shiva. Finally, they got married, 15th century. Just about 7 centuries ago, Lord Shiva was walking in Madurai, the South Indian city, the great city of Madurai. And you could see Narasimha Saraswati in the great old and oldest city of the world, Kashi. Narasimha Saraswati used to walk. That's where I saw him in Kashi. He came to my room, and 41 minutes, most useful minutes I spent with Sri Narasimha Saraswati. He is still there. Near Coimbatore, you go there, near Marudamalai, you can suddenly come across a very old Jnani. And he is none other than, anybody? In the caves of Coimbatore, Agasthyar. Agasthyar Mahamuni is still living. He goes to Bangalore. He goes to homes, visits with great jnanis and great human beings. They may be CEO of an IT company, but they are jnanis. That's why they become CEOs of IT companies. When you follow the footprints, don't say that it's not possible, uncle, I'm an IT man. Nan IT akum. Typical Brahmin language, you will say, I'm an IT man. I can't follow the footprints. Hello, you follow the footprints, Anju Bhatia. You follow the footprints, all inconceivable things will happen in your life, Anju Bhatia. Yeah. You may be wondering, this Sadguru is not doing anything. What a timely entry. Late though, timely. You will be thinking, my son doesn't like him. My daughter doesn't like him. He doesn't mingle with me. No, 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 no. When you follow the footprints, I've been talking for 45, 50 minutes. When you follow his footprints, all these things become a piece of cake. That's what you say in this country, right? I was about to say cake walk, British English. All these things are cake walk, piece of cake. Such cakes are not available at the store called the 85 degrees C. Uh-oh. Can I make it 35 degrees or below 0, below 30? 85 degrees C. The cakes are surviving. They happen to be the best cake, better than Nadley's. Sorry. I happened to see that store yesterday. My daughter said, let's go to 85 degrees centigrade. What? The cake store, Daddy. Hanumanji, he went. And then he went to Shirdi Baba. Got promoted. Pay fixation unit, right? And went to Kundalini effect. I know Gulamani Maharaj, right? He taught him Kundalini. Baba's way of doing things is step by step. When you deserve, he will take you by step by. When you deserve the ultimate thing like reggae, he will just say, ask anything, I will give you. If Baba says in your dream, what will you ask? Very difficult to say. I want to become double diamond. I want to become every day one double diamond. Therefore, all diamonds of Africa, South Africa will be in my. You may ask. Next day when you wake up on your pillow, there will be diamonds. This is true. Sadgurus can do this. But then there is also a pre-qualification. Like everybody cannot get into UTD or Texas Tech into the pre-med program. There are certain qualifications, right? Pre-med. Similarly, IT at A&M, UTA at Austin, not everybody is getting. The AES merit scholarships, not everybody is getting, right? Unless you score in your school a GPA of 509, 503. If you get 500, you are not getting AES scholarships. So, prerequisites. He will give you all these things. If you are seeking in footsteps, Gulamani Maharaj taught him the sadhana and Kundalini effect. He was sitting there, suddenly a machine was roaring in his head and throughout the body. He had to say, who? Not M.B. Rege. We are discussing. Chokar, Ashgaonkar. Ashgaonkar, the Marathi gentleman who sought Shirdi Baba's footprints. And he said, please stop it, I cannot take this vibration of the brain. And at that time he was thinking, and then Gulamani Maharaj stopped it. He was very, very happy, and then he came to know this Shakti. This Shakti is a very dangerous, very inviting Shakti, this Kundalini effect. And therefore he went to several places. He went to Pune and then met with one Subedar, and then Subedar introduced Ashgaonkar to Hanumanji. At Kolhapur he went to Mahalakshmi Mandir. This Kolhapur Mahalakshmi Mandir, when he was standing, he was told, Sripada Sri Vallabha used to come, no, not Shiva, I'm sorry. Dattatreya used to come and beg alms in that Mahalakshmi temple at Kolhapur in Maharashtra. It is still there. An inscription is there. If you go to the temple, Sholapur gentlemen, they tell me the inscription is still there. So, at noon, Dattatreya will appear and then he'll go. And then Ashgaonkar went to Ratnagiri, Satara, Sangli. They're all Maharashtra towns. Sangli, the famous sugar mill, Chilpun, and then he went to Ratnagiri. I told you about Swarupananda, a Nath Yogi in Ratnagiri. So all these outlets of sadhana he sought. And he knew he had 3 dimensions. One dimension is the actual, for the dhyana meditation of adolescence. He was into dhyana as a sadhana. That is one first dimension. Second dimension is, it was very difficult to become adjusted to the government job, and therefore he was exhibiting a double consciousness when he was working from 9 to, 8 to 11 or 9 to 5. Third one is, he is getting into Shirdi Baba, and therefore the third dimension is what he is interested in. But to survive, what do you do for a living? People are asking, right, in Mumbai. Ab kya karte hain? I'm working in Sachivalaya. And within him he will say, even though I don't like it, I hate that job. But that is what is giving. At that point, Shaugonkar has to work in order to come. Slowly you have to come. You have to promote, get promoted. In the three different tendencies, the first two he conquered. In the mixed life, he got out. When he got out, he went to Shirdi, he went to the Anjaneya temple, the Hanumanji, right? Bajrang Bali ki jai. In UP they say. He went to the temple and Hanuman appeared before him. Or Ashgaonkar goes from place to place. There are lots of things. In the footprints of Shirdi Sai, he has got three chapters developed. What happens if you follow the footprints of Shirdi Baba? Chokar Ashgaonkar. This is the story. There are people who are staring at him. Do I have 15 more minutes? Or anybody very hungry? Because if I stop, somebody else is going to lecture today. I mean, someone else is waiting to give a lecture. Somebody who goes to Dwarakamayi regularly, in your home you have the picture. You see him every day, right? In your dream, if you go to Dwarakamayi, and then Baba says, Uncle, last 3.5 years, nobody was allowed into Dwarakamayi. How do you say nobody is allowed into Dwarakamayi in Shirdi? Yes, uncle, we went there, we just went past. We are just looking at the picture. But when we went there 4 months ago, we went into Dwarakamayi. Saiki nahi. Is it true? Am I just saying something? We went into Dwarakamayi. We were right in front of the picture. We did a Sashtanga Namaskar to Dunimai and then came out. We came out hurriedly because the long line, they are looking at us as if they are going to, hit us. How did you get in there? You are not supposed to get in there. He got in there. And then people in the last 2-3 weeks who are going to Shirdi, now they opened Dwarakamayi. This is a news I got. True? Yeah, several people have said. We can go in now. Post-Corona. It's a different story. Indian TV is saying, Corona and flu has got the same variant. They mix together and is spreading pretty fast. Indian TV. Spreading pretty fast in the United States. Indian TV saying. What about India? No, it's not yet spreading that fast. Therefore, all are open. Schools are open. But here it is spreading fast. 45,000 people in one day. Indian TV is saying. How do they get American news that fast? Satellites hovering over every state? Sriram says yes. He's in charge of one satellite called American Airlines satellite. Standing there, Jyotindra Ramachandra Tarkad. He is one of my most favorite. With his mother, he goes to Pandharpur and the statue comes forward. He nudges. Mother Sita Devi is closing her eyes. Says, Amma, statue has come down. Statue is bending down. Garland. See, instantly garlands. Just one instance. There are so many instances. Jyotindra Ramachandra Tarkad, in those days, in the rivulets, they used to do all the morning oblations, duties. And there was no light, they used to carry a Petromax light, and then 4 a.m. they wake up and then go. The morning duties to the rivulet, Godavari rivers, Tibulan. It is there. So when they go there, it's very dark, and under a tree, he is there. At that time he is there. Londa alare, ala pala in Marathi. Londa alare. Londa means a surge of water. Ala means it's coming. Ala pala. Londa alare means it's coming. Ala pala means run away. It's Marathi, English meaning. He first ignores who is this crazy villager, and he is an English educated, English medium, right from the day he is born, Jyotindra. Therefore, he didn't understand Londa. Londa is a colloquial Marathi word. Very tired, Sapna? What is the meaning of Londa? Surge of water, big water. And therefore, next time he says, he understands, he stands up with his Petromax, and then he says that man is saying, run away in Marathi. So he just closes, he doesn't run away, he closes and thinks of Shirdi Baba. His footprints, Jyotindra is following right from the time he was going to school in Mumbai. Remember? Kalana he gives and all that. I'm not getting into the story. He stands there, he opens his eyes. There is 12 feet of water just in front of him. He sees that in about 4 to 5 feet. And then he is thinking, I am going to die. Baba Melo Malavachava. Baba Melo means in Marathi, death. Baba, I am dying. That's the meaning. Baba Melo Malavachava. Please save me. There's no please. Save me. Baba Melo Malavachava. When he says that, he doesn't have time to turn around. The 12 feet water is coming. When he says that it is close, about few inches, the water divides into two branches and it is going on either side of him. He sees goats, branches, big trees, and then goats. All sorts of limbs, cows. All sorts of debris is now floating and then going. He can see 12 feet of water. And then he starts walking, always saying, footprints, I am following your footprints. He doesn't say Melo Mala Vachva and then he keeps on going. We have a person who lived in Marathi. Is that Marathi okay, Raghu Mama? Thank you. He goes hurriedly and then suddenly the water recedes and then becomes knee deep. When it becomes knee deep and then he goes to his home, Amma is waiting, Sita Devi. He tells the whole story. Sita Devi says, it's already 5 o'clock. Let us go to. Now, Dwarakamayi, Baba is awake from 4 o'clock. So he takes a bath and then washes his body and then clean, new dress. He goes to Dwarakamayi along with Sita Devi. Baba says the first thing, why did you cry? Come and save me. What happened to you? You think I have brought you to Shirdi to die? You think you came here to die? I won't let people die here in my supervision. In the American translation is, not under my watch. Hello, those who are new to America may not understand. That's the phrase in this country, right? Not under my watch. You won't die under my watch. Jyotindra followed his footsteps for a very long time. There are hundreds of stories in which Jyotindra was saved by Shirdi Baba because he is the most Ankitayest of Ankita children. That's a new word, sorry. Most rewarded, most blessed Ankita child. Sita Devi, Ramachandra Atmaram Tarkad, the big man, head of the family, Jyotindra, and after Jyotindra, his son, their wives, everybody enjoyed. Jyotindra even refused gold plates, thinking that Baba is playing around with me. He refused to take. He had to do this twice. Hello, look at that, that's gold. You take as much as you want. In the dream, if he says the same thing to you, how much gold can you carry? To the Ankita children, when he starts loving you, he may do it. He may offer you gold biscuits. At the most, you are going to say, Baba, Chase Bank, IRS will not chase me, right? IRS won't come and knock on me. You are giving me gold biscuits. Don't worry. I'll take care of that, Baba will say. These are all just imaginary conversation. It is not meant for IRS. It is not meant for the current. It has not happened so far, but lesser value Baba has given in the dream. But he can give anything you want. That's what I am trying to say with a very good example of gold biscuits. Because it was given to Jyotindra. And therefore, I am not getting into the greatest story of the Ankita children of Das Ganu Maharaj. How he got him. He wanted to get him follow his footprints. And therefore, Das Ganu Maharaj, he gave 3 chances to resign. I am not getting into the story. Remember, I told you about the 3 cases where they refused to follow his footprints. In USA, it's always bad news first. But I told you good news first. The 2-3 cases. There is no time for me now. This story of a gentleman in Houston. The story of another IT man from Bangalore. And then another person who recently started following from Chennai. The person who received two young women's pictures for marriage, right? I told you briefly, but then it has got a very eclectic story behind. But all these things I'll tell you in one of the next satsangs down the road. So now let's do the Dwarakamayi Puja. Now the idea of this lecture is, an ant doesn't leave the piece of jaggery because it has developed an addiction to sweetness, right? Even if its head is cut off, it will keep on holding to the jaggery. Similarly, hold on to the feet of any Sadguru you want. I'm talking about this is a satsang on Shirdi Baba, who I have seen several times in life. Therefore, I'm spreading his message around the world. I'm a servant too. Therefore, be like that ant holding on to the jaggery. Your head will never be cut off. You will remain a very strong head, very intelligent head over a very healthy body. Thank you so much, and let us do the Dwarakamayi Puja. Om Sri Sai Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Lakshmi Narayana Namaha. Om Sri Sai Krishna Rama Siva Maruti Yati Rupaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sesha Sai Ne Namaha. Om Sri Sai Godavari Tata Shiladivasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Hridayalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Hridayavasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Budhavasaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Buddha Bhavishya Pava Varjitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kala Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kala Darpa Damanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Mrityunjayaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amartyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Martya Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvadaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Samarthaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Pradignyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Annavasradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arogya Shemadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dhanamangalya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Riddhi Siddhidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Putra Mitra Kalatra Bandhudaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yoga Shema Vahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Marga Bandhave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Preeti Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Antaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sachidatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Nityanandaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramasukhataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parameshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Swarupine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jagadapitraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktanam Matrudatru Pitamahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Paradinaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakti Sakti Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Vairagyadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samshaya Hridaya Daurbalya Papa Karma Vasana Shayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Hridaya Granthi Bedagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Karmadvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sutta Sasvastidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadita Gunatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amita Parakramaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Durdarsha Shobhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Aparajitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Trilekeshu Avigatagataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvasakti Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulokshanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Tirthaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Ashintaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Manovagatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulabhadurlabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asahaya Sahayaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Anathanatha Deenabandhave Namaha. Sarva Bharaptute Namaha. Om Sri Sai Akarmaneka Karma Sukarmine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Punya Shravana Kirtanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Tirthaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satam Gataye Namaha. Satparayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Loganadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhavananagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amrutamsave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaskara Prabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Brahmacharya Tapasaryadi Suvrataya Namaha. Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddheshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhagavate Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satpurushaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Purushottamaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Purushottamaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satyadattva Bodhagaya Namaha. Kamadi Sadvairidvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kamadi Sadvairidvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Abhedanandanubhava Prabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samasarvamata Sammataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Venkateshwaraya Namaha. Sri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Sri Venkateshwaraya Namaha. That should be Sri Venkateswaramana Namaha. Om Sri Sai Atpudananda Charyaya Namaha. Prabannarthi Haraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarva Dukkha Chayakaraya 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 Namaha. Sri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Amritaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Bhishta Pradaya Namaha. Samarasa Shanmarga Sthapanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samarasa Shanmarga Sthapanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samartha Sadguru Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sai Nadaya Namaha. Sri Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaga Rajadiraja Yogi Raja Parabrahma Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.